Go through every regulatory agency in Missouri, every board, every body, every commission that could spend taxpayer money. If it's not essential, eliminate it. Right off the bat. Plug the holes in the bucket. Number 2, go through every regulation in the state of Missouri in 6 months. Every one that's out of date, every one that's duplicative, every one that's counterproductive to business, we eliminate. Those that are essential for public protection, we keep. We send them to the legislature, and we ask the legislature, adopt this package of regulations. This will be the regulatory law of the state of Missouri, and this has never been done. I don't believe it's been done anywhere since the New Deal was passed in any state. We then ask the legislature, take away the power of the regulatory agencies to make new rules. You make the rules. That's the legislature, the people's elected representatives. You and you only. Instead of having 24 bodies make rules every year, page after page after page, one body that's accountable to the public. You don't stop there. Comprehensive judicial reform. Make the courts work, make them work efficiently, make them work in favor of business. Reduce jackpot verdicts, eliminate a lot of discretion, put them on a schedule. Get rid of the tax on corporations and individuals and go to a fair tax, a sales tax. No more special favors through the tax code for anybody else. Everybody pays the same. No exceptions, no special deals for special businesses that have favor in the legislature. You do it all. Right to work. That's already pending legislation now. It may pass. If it doesn't, it needs to pass immediately. Also, deal with public sector unions. Somewhat, it may surprise you to know that the idea that public workers could unionize and actually strike or bargain against taxpayers is a new idea. It wasn't even allowed by the federal government until 1960 when John F. Kennedy issued an executive order. Several states don't allow it. In several states, you don't have public sector unions, and their rationale is simple. It's not democratic to allow somebody, some group, to have a veto over what the taxpayers decide. If you vote and decide you want to reduce expenditure on the schools in your community, or you want to change how money is spent on the schools, you have a right to do that. And you have a right to have your elected officials follow what you demand. But the unions exist for the purpose of saying, no, we won't let that happen. They get a veto over the will of the taxpayers. But we've got to do it, and we've got to do it all as a package. So in sum, what we have to do to fix these problems is not just nibble away. Not just deal with one problem, because we'll be arguing over it for a year or two. Top to bottom, we have to go through what's wrong with our government and fix it. You know, to use a phrase they used to use for cars, I guess they don't do that anymore, but remember how cars used to have tune-ups at like 100,000 miles? You know, it'd be gunk in the engine, it'd be performing poorly, you'd go in and you'd tune it up, and suddenly it felt like you had a new car. That's what we need to do to our government. Top to bottom, we've got to tune it up, we've got to reform it. It can work, but we have decades of gunk piled on it that are counterproductive, that were put in for this deal or this special interest or that special interest. And we've got to go in and pull it all out at once. If we do that, we'll see the pie grow in Missouri, we'll see good jobs come back, we'll see businesses that want to do business here and be trying to do business here be able to open up and provide the kind of jobs that we really need and provide the kind of tax base we need. My pastor has a phrase I like. He likes to say when he's talking about a subject, you know, it ain't that deep. Well, I would say that about government. It's really not that deep. The same principles that govern your household, the same principles that govern your business, the same principles that govern your church and your community work in the government. And I think we're long overdue for citizens to stand up and to say, look, I'm a responsible citizen. I'm done tolerating irresponsible government.